So we're just gonna get into the twin flame journey because our job is to educate people about on twin flames. A lot of times in life, when you don't know about twin flames and mirror souls and your purpose, you can't move forward until you actually face what the universe is forcing you to face, and the universe forces you to face your mirror soul, your other half, the person that was designed to be your life partner, the person that was designed to literally fulfill your purpose. And of course, that person for me is Justin. And I mean, it could be someone else, and I can go on, but every time I look into someone else, Justin's face always shows up. It's the most annoying thing, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? Let's just face this. There's no need to, run from this connection or this relationship. Let's just deal with it and face it. And my job is to educate him and be like, hey, us fighting against each other is only going to cause more problems and solutions. The last thing we want to do is die and be born again and go through the same exact or another cycle and go through the same struggles or go through pains just to find each other. We might as well just deal with each other and be with each other. And if we try to kill each other and we end up dying, we're only going to go into be born again and go into another realm, or be born into this realm again just to face each other again, just to go through the same stupid karmic lessons that we don't need to go through. So I just want to educate him and be like, there's no need to fight with each other. I know you think that it's my fault that you went through the things that you went through and you want to blame somebody, but it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not God's fault. A lot of people have to pay for their own mistakes. When people make mistakes in life, they end up paying them in the lives that they're born into. And that's all that is. And it's important for you to understand that, because then when you understand that, then you're more cautious on the actions that you take. And a lot of times, when you struggle with your mental health, that also helps excuse your behavior, but it doesn't mean that you should continue to do it, because you still end up getting punished for repeating those same patterns until you actually find a cure for your problem or whatever. So let's read about a twin flame journey. A twin flame journey refers to a spiritual concept where two individuals considered twin flames meet and experience a deep, intense, and often tumultuous connection, mirroring each other's soul and triggering significant personal growth. And through their interaction, often characterized by periods of intense connection followed by separation and challenges ultimately aimed at spiritual evolution, it's often described as finding your other half on a soul level. Yes, we find that the reason for separation is so that the universe can show us that we're also connected on the soul level, and so that the universe can let us know that we're more than just the physical. We're more than just a physical connection. We're a deeper spiritual, soulful connection. So everything that Justin is singing to his mirror soul. He's not singing to any of those other women. Any person that gets in your life that you feel any connection with, if they don't stay around, that means they're not meant for you, or it's not the right time. And when those people run, and when those people don't feel like they can come back to you, or feel like they need to go away, it's because you're threatening their existence, and it's just not the time for you to be with them if it's not meant to be, right? But a lot of times the people that you end up dating are just here to help prepare you for your mirror soul, prepare you to be with your life partner, so that you don't make those same mistakes. But it doesn't mean you have to be with them, because we're living in a time where people are not tolerating any more bullshit. And so people they're like, come get your man, come get your person, come get your person. If you don't take care of him, we're just going to drag him. And that's how I'm hearing the whole situation. That's why I come here and I'm like, well, I need to defend him, because I feel devoted and pulled to defend him. No matter how much I try to run from it, I feel like a part of me is being disrespected and violated every time he's disrespected and violated. And I heal myself so that I can be able to deal with the relationship and deal with the situation. It's not something that you just give up. Like, as much as I want to give up, I always come back to this, right? Because in the beginning I wasn't even thinking about Justin. Like, I'm thinking, like, I would look at him and glance at him and then just be done, like, because I'm elsewhere. Like, I don't look at the stars like I don't think about ever being able. I don't think I would look at the stars and say, oh, we will date someday. We will be together. Even if we do end up meeting, like I met Chase Crawford, I met Nick Cannon, I met other celebrities, it doesn't mean I'm able to be with them. Like, meeting them is one thing, which is a start, right? But, me taking the initiative to fight hard to try to be with a celebrity is a lot for me, because it's like I have to fight with my own existence, with my own life, with my own, with my own spiritual warfare. I have my own things to deal with. As much as they would want me to be all over them and go on and on about them, if I'm not fed, if I don't feel good, then I'm not going to have the energy to talk about you anymore, right? You have to feed your person. And if you don't feed and a lot of times the soul is trying to be made whole, but in order for your soul to be made whole, the soul was not designed to be the whole thing in one body. The soul was designed to be half and half. If the whole thing was in your body, you wouldn't survive that kind of power. That's why the soul is split in two, and it's given a portion of the responsibility. You understand what I'm saying? The soul is given a portion of the responsibility. So God grabbed one piece of the soul and the other and split them in half and put them in two separate bodies, giving them responsibility, giving them each other as a responsibility for each other, and they too have a job to help others mate, or to teach people what love is all about. That's our job, and we have to teach. Our job is to prove to people that true love exists, that twin souls are real, right? And so I'm here to tell you, like, I went ahead of you so I can educate you. The reason I'm older than you is because I have to learn things ahead of time so I can be able to educate you, and there are things about that that you can educate me about. But in order for us to be together, we'll be together, but you have to be ready to change. You have to be ready to eat healthier, because I'm not going to die. As much as I want to let go of my life and I want to be done with it, it's not like it's not my responsibility. It's not up to me to live or to die. It's up to God. It's me being called. If my twin is in this lifetime, then he's calling me to be with him in this lifetime. Just like Justin is calling me to be with him. It has been calling me to be with him in the limelight, to be with him in the celebrity lifestyle. It can't just happen right away. I have to first introduce myself to him and prove to him that I am the person, that I am the one for him. Everything happens so that you can be cautious on the decisions that you make, on the people that you invite in your life. And even with me, just because a person has a lot of money and has a lot of wealth, it doesn't mean they're going to promise safety. It doesn't mean they're going to keep me safe. It doesn't mean that they're going to protect me, because I'm aware that my twin has already showed me that it's not as safe as it looks in the rich world, right? And with that being said, his light pulls out the darkness in the people around them, right? That's the light of God. And that light of God shows the other twin why they're not in the situation that they're in. This is why you didn't make it, because this is what they're doing, and this is what they wanted to do to you. And so with me, there are other things, spiritual things and spiritual plans that the enemy had for me that I had to face in secret. That if you don't believe me, you have to ask God to put you through it. And I asked God to put you through it so you can see it yourself. That's when you'll be like, oh no, I never want to go through that again. It's not a joke. You may have been raped and went through that stuff, but you also had some level of peace of mind, and you also didn't have to completely lose your mind and completely hear voices. And if you do hear voices, then I think you should definitely let people know that you do hear voices, so you're not forced to work. But that's what twin flames go through. I don't hear voices anymore, but I used to hear them, and they sounded like a bunch of fans. And sometimes those voices can repeat in your head and echo. But let's read more about twins. Okay, so a twin flame journey refers to the spiritual and emotional experience of encountering your twin flame, which is considered to be the other half of your soul, leading to an intense and often tumultuous relationship where you mirror each other's deepest truths and vulnerabilities, prompting significant personal growth and spiritual evolution through the connection. It's often characterized by periods of deep connection followed by separation, as both individuals work on themselves to heal and reach a higher level of consciousness together. And in order to reach a higher level of consciousness together, their awoken twin is the one that's supposed to educate the sleeping twin. Sometimes we take turns. Sometimes you're sleeping, sometimes I'm sleeping. Sometimes you're sleeping, sometimes I'm sleeping. And there's a lot of people that are trying to find this connection, a lot of people that are trying to find that ultimate love. And so they're always trying to pull us apart. They think that by touching us and doing these things, they're going to, they get our karma and our, you know what I mean? They try, like Haley feels like a vampire, a energy vampire. She tries to pull that energy because she wants that for herself. You know, and everybody will get their relationship according to their timing, according to their own personal growth. So key points. This is the twin flame relationship connection comes from when God said in the Bible, when God said it's not good for men to be alone, automatically human beings developed a twin. The universe automatically, by the power and authority of God, started to make a life partner for the other person. And when they made a life partner for the other person, one soul divided into two. When they went to separate ways. They met and then they separated to experience life in a different way with a different person, to see what it's like. That way you can finally reach the ultimate life experience, the ultimate goal, and the ultimate relationship, which is the twin flame relationship. Once the twin flames get together at the end of the world, which is not really the end, but it's the end of all the old chapters, the end of you guys running. We're living in a time where we have to be together now. We can't just run from each other anymore. We have to face this relationship. That's what the universe is forcing us to do. And we try to run from it because we don't want to deal with it, because we don't want to see each other's flaws. Like, we mirror each other and we start to see each other's mistakes and each other's flaws and and we don't want to see those things because they sort of become a threat to our existence, and they make it hard for us to love each other. Like, it makes it hard for me to love you when you want to hurt me because you're hurt. But at the same time, we have this love, this sort of adore, like we adore each other in a way because we see ourselves. Like, I see Justin and I want to comfort him because I love myself. I see myself in him and I want to comfort him. When I see him hurt, I want to be there for him. I want to hold him. There are times, even if he makes me mad, I still have a love for him that can never be erased. And I try to comfort other people, but the universe is telling me you can't comfort other people until you comfort yourself. And that means your twin after comforting yourself. And when you comfort yourself, you mirror that situation and you comfort your twin. So my job is, it's almost like we're slaves to each other. Like, we work for each other. We live for each other. And so if we don't comfort each other, then it becomes a trouble. Like, the universe punishes us for not doing our part. And that's what it seems like is what's happening when we face the dark night of the soul. So that's why I'm always like, I don't have time to deal with this. And then I end up coming back to this. And then other people, like Haley, wants to have that, but that's not for her. And she knows that deep in her heart. But you're not going to get yours by holding on to what's mine. You know what I mean? But at the same time, the universe is not going to allow him to be, he's safe. Like, he's fine. It's often characterized, sometimes the universe won't allow you to be alone, especially when it knows that, like me, I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. I'm not by myself. Even if I live in an apartment by myself, there's people, I have neighbors, right? So it's often characterized by periods. Okay. Then we're reading a part where key points about the twin flame journey, soul connection. The core beliefs is that twin flames are two halves of the same soul, creating a profound and immediate recognition upon meeting. Mirroring effect. Twin flames reflect each other's strengths, weaknesses, and unresolved traumas. And that's what's happening with each other, enforcing them to confront their inner shadows. And that's what's happening between me and Justin. Where, like, he's revealing to me his flaws and the things about him, and I'm supposed to correct them, and I'm trying to do that, but he has to help me do that. intense emotions. This connection can be overwhelming with powerful feelings of love, passion, and sometimes even pain and conflict. I don't want pain and conflict. Once you get to understand, pain and conflict causes separation. And that's where separation happens. When you're hurting each other, you force each other to run away from each other because you don't want to be in pain. There's a reason why we're supposed to run from pain, because pain is not good. Pain is only exists to protect us from hurting ourselves and each other, and to remind us that we're real. But it's not supposed to be. We're not supposed to want pain. We're not supposed to seek pain. We're supposed to run from it, to heal it. The purpose of the twin flame journey is to work on self-healing and spiritual development through the intense mirroring dynamic, separation phases, as well as relationship, as well as your person is not supposed to be alone and you're not supposed to be alone. Separation, and this explains the reason why for my behavior as well. There's nothing anybody can do about it. But the universe has already prepared people to help us. Wow, we can't help each other. That's why I have people like Brilliant Coroners and this and that. And even Justin himself, a lot of celebrities, when they work, they donate in case their mirror soul is homeless. And the government gets money from their hard work as well. That's why I come here and I try to feed, personal growth. The purpose of the twin flame, dynamics. Separation phases, runner chaser dynamics are common, where one twin may pull away due to the intensity of the connection, leading to periods of separation for reflection and growth, right? Sometimes it's almost like when you're wounded, you have to get out of the relationship so you can heal. And once you heal, you come back and you're like, oh, okay, I feel better now. Now I can love you better because I'm healed. But when you're hurt, you can't be in a relationship. It's hard because you're hurting each other. So in order for us to be together, we have to stop hurting each other. Union. The ultimate goal is to achieve a harmonious union with your twin flame. Yes, where both individuals are fully integrated and aligned with their highest selves, right? So we're going to read Understanding the Twin Flame Journey. So this is called Karma Luck that I'm reading from. And it says, are you one of the lucky people to have found your twin flame? The metaphysical take is that a twin flame is a single soul that was cut into two due to a traumatic death. Due to a traumatic death, and the souls reincarnated into it. I don't think that it took a traumatic death for the twin soul to separate. God did that in the spirit. And like when I was even my past life, I gave birth to Justin, and he was from my strong, very true belief, strong belief is he was Cain. And the souls reincarnated into two separate life entities many years later. Sometimes twin flames are reincarnated hundreds. It doesn't have to take a traumatic death for twin flames to exist. It just takes God separating a soul and giving each soul a body. Sometimes twin flames are reincarnated hundreds of times each around heart, but I think we did go through a traumatic death, because when I was facing the dark night of the soul, that was a really traumatic death that was forcing me to face life. And it says this is life and death, but I faced death, and I have to live into eternal. We have to live into eternal life now. But in order to live eternal life, we have to eat properly. That's the goal. And so my job is to encourage my twin to eat healthy. Sometimes twin flames are reincarnated hundreds of times each around. They are on the same soul mission since the day they were born, yes, which is to find their other half. Exactly. And that's why Justin Bieber's music is based off of his twin. It's like he's singing like Romeo and Juliet, better never felt the way we felt, Bonnie and Clyde. Everybody's always looking for their person, which is to find, but they end up working because they need to make money to take care of their person, which is to find their other half, to connect as lifelong partners in love, and to create a third energy, an energy that will lift the vibration of our earth to create harmony. Yes, and that's what I keep telling Justin, like, we have a job to do. And if we have a job to do, we can't do it if we keep fighting and hurting each other. I mean, we'll release those emotions, but it doesn't mean the goal is to, it doesn't mean we need to fight against each other. The twins have been chosen for this journey, this mission, in every step of the way. Every person they meet and every moment in their lifetime is orchestrated and divinely guided to lead the twin flames back together. So when you see him when you see Justin with Haley and Justin with Selena, and they don't seem as in love as they're supposed to be, those two are just steps toward to bring me and him together. They're not supposed to be or stay together. And that's where those two people get hurt, because they fell in love with him, but they couldn't stick with him. And in his heart, he tried to fall in love with them, and I can tell, but he couldn't. That's where Selena starts to confess. So that's why I have her on my channel, because she's actually being honest while Haley is lying. Every person they meet in every moment in their lifetime is orchestrated and divinely guided to lead the twin flames back together. This is called the twin flame journey, and the destination is the twin flame union. From a single recognizable moment of their own childhood, each twin realizes they're different. They see things differently from their friends and peers, and they feel somewhat outcast, intellectual, or more creative than others. I feel that way. At the same time, they become attuned to the fact that they are not whole without the other twin. Yeah, and the search begins. However, part of the bigger plan is the soul's purpose to realize that each twin is indeed whole. Hold on. From single recognizable. At the same time, they become attuned to the fact that they are not whole without the other twin, and the search begins. However, as part of the bigger plan, it is the soul's purpose to realize that each twin is indeed whole and can stand on their own 2 feet alone. They can stand on their own 2 feet alone, but they can't be without each other forever. Their life is a journey. They have to find each other eventually, because of what God said, it's not good for men to be alone, and they have to answer to each other. It's like finding a home, being with so many different people that can't make you feel comfortable, that don't make you feel at home, but your twin flame makes you feel at home. Many codependent relationships surround twins during their life's journey of finding their other half to help bring this realization to fair front. Only when each twin finds their individual truth can the twin flame union occur. This is the entire essence of the twin flame journey, to recognizing they are completely whole alone, but together they are divinely guided to build a connection of energy that changes the atmosphere on infinite levels. It does that, but I want you guys to know that twin flames are not whole alone. That's why if they were whole alone, they wouldn't search for each other. This forces them to find each other. They have to find each other. But they are whole in God. Like, God helps them that's why Justin has to keep seeking for God, because God is the one that fills that void. God is the one that helps remove that emptiness. Recognize they are completely whole alone together. They are divinely guided to build a connection of energy that changes the atmosphere. Excuse me, on infinite levels. If all twin flames lifted the energy by one level, what would that mean for our Earth? Prosperity magnet jade, amidst evil eye charm bracelet. Oh, there's one, all prosperity. I don't wear the evil eye. I don't know, because it's called the evil eye. So I've tried to tell my twin that we need to eat healthy. We need to choose healthy eating habits. Don't allow anybody to feed you meat and things like that, because you're not going to survive. And it's important that you listen. The beginning of the twin flame journey. The twin flame journey begins as a child, usually around the ages of 7 to 10. Each twin has a flash or vision. Each twin has a flash or vision of his or her other partner. I'm thinking if I had a flash or vision around that age. I probably did, but I didn't see Justin. I saw some other white guy, maybe. I don't know, but other partner, or somehow it is revealed that there is another part of him or her. Yeah, it was revealed to me, but it was revealed to me when I think I was 18 years old. I always felt, when I was younger, I always felt there was someone. When I was 13 years old, I felt like there was someone that I was supposed to be with, and I met him in church, which was Evan, and he wasn't the one. Each twin experiences a moment of clarity, sometimes during the dream, that they were selected for this journey, and thus it begins both consciously and subconsciously. Yeah, so like you start feeling like you're hungry for that person. Like you're like, where's my I feel like I need my a part of you is missing, and you're like, you feel like all this love, like you have a lot of love to give, and you start giving, and you start looking, and you start searching. It starts to become your only goal, like in life, like that. That's why I'm not successful in a career, because I chose love over career. Like I chose to look for my life partner over my career. So because as a female, my job is not to look for a job. My job is to look for my husband. That's how we're trained, especially foreign women. We're not trained to look for we're trained to depend on our husbands. That's what we're supposed to do. And so my whole life I was like, I don't care about, it's fun to have a job, but I feel like it's interfering with my heart. But I felt like it was interfering with my heart, and it was interfering with my spirit, and I was like, no, I can't be in love. I can't find my life part. I have to put my everything in this. And so instead of working, I just spend a lot of time looking everywhere, online, just trying to find my life partner, being homeless, everything just was like, it's like a drug. It's like a drug, and it's like something that you have no choice but to do. It's like life and death. Like you have to find that person.